There we go. Awesome. Awesome. Well, hey, everybody, I'm super excited to share with you guys today a little bit about vacations. And I'm doing this because I know some of you guys right now are going stir crazy. I mean, you are just exhausted. And the whole coronavirus thing, it's like, it's like some of you guys, even if you do have money to travel where it wouldn't be stressful, you're still like, oh my gosh, but do I want to travel? But this Facebook Live, guys, this is going to go out to everybody that's just feeling like you want to go on vacation. Maybe you can't, maybe you don't feel like you can afford it. Maybe you want to go on vacation, but you'd feel guilty for going by vacation. Maybe you've got a vacation planned, but there's a part of you that's like, I don't know. Again, it's like, it's just really a smart idea. Or maybe you just got back from vacation and now you're like, the bill followed you home. Basically, this is for anybody who's exhausted and worn out. This is for people that you've got debt or you've got money stress or there's relational stress happening, with your spouse, with your kids. Maybe it's your career. Bottom line, like you're just stressed, you're overwhelmed, you're exhausted, you're tired, you're burnt out, and you feel like you need a vacation, right? So what we're going to talk about, guys, is really, though, this is going to be the little tricky part about vacation. So the truth is, guys, that your next vacation, honestly, if you don't do it right, it could totally do you in, and it could be a disaster. And so what I mean by that is that a lot of people treat vacations like band-aids, and they, instead of addressing the root issues that are causing them to feel exhausted and burnt out and overwhelmed to where they feel like, I just gotta get a vacation, they just do a vacation. And it's no different than like if you're exhausted or maybe you're depressed, you had a hard day and your girlfriend's come, you say, oh girl, you see some new lipstick, or let's go shopping, or honey, let's just go out to eat, or things like, oh hey, let's just watch this movie on Netflix, and well hey, let's just let's go for get some coffee, or hey, let's go get a little treat or a little bit of snack, at the vending machine, or things like that. Or hey, let's take a little wine to take the edge off. Or hey, let's whatever it is. It's like basically it's a vacation can become a coping mechanism. Oops. A vacation become a coping mechanism if you're not careful. And what can happen, guys, is that really it could keep you from actually being able to even enjoy the experience in the first place. It can be something that can become very, very dangerous, very toxic if you don't address it. Because really, guys, when you're just using vacation like a coping, then usually what happens is you get back from vacation, and because the problems never got addressed that made you want to go on vacation, even after the vacation, you end up feeling the exact same way. And if anything, you feel worse. And you feel worse because for a lot of you guys, if you don't even have money to really go on the vacation in the first place, or you had to strain and like squeeze the last drip of blood from your savings or from your checking account or from your credit cards to be able to go, even then, it doesn't really feel like a vacation because you're on vacation. And the entire time you're trying to smile and you're like, hey, here's my card. And oh, hey, we're kids. Yeah, sure, we can do that. And yeah, we can go out to eat. And sure, you can ride that ride. And yeah, we can go do this mini golf. And sure, we'll go to this movie. And you're like, everything's fine. I'm juggling it. And especially if you're the one who knows all the money's going and your spouse doesn't really know and your kids don't know, you're handing out the card and you're trying your best to keep a good smile. But deep down, you're kind of like, oh, crap, But it's like, but you're like, no, just enjoy the moment, be present. You've got this. It's going to be fine. It's going to work it out. God's going to provide whatever the heck you tell yourself to make it through the vacation. But then by the time you're done, you are exhausted. And even if you went through the whole vacation and it's like you did all the right things, you're like, wait a second, this doesn't make any sense. I stuck my feet in the sand. I went scuba diving, or I went in the ocean like they told me to, or I got the key lime pie like they told me to, or I rode the ride like they told me to, or, I took a nap like they told me to, or I slept in like they told me to, or I watched the movies that I was supposed to do. And I did all the right things. And I went out with my kids, but I still feel the same. Like I'm still exhausted. I'm so tired. I don't get it. What's the deal? And that's because ultimately, guys, if you are feeling like frustration, resentment, burnout, fatigue, just overwhelm, any kind of thing that's stemming ultimately from financial pressure in your life, and financial pressure that could be causing different things. Maybe it's causing you to lose sleep. Maybe it's causing issues in your marriage. Maybe it's causing your inability to do certain things for your kids, which is causing you stress, causing them stress, whatever it would be, causing you from being able to really live your dreams out with your career, causing you to not be able to pay some of your bills or pay your debt off quickly, whatever it would be. Like anytime financial pressure is causing problems and stress in your life, if you don't address the source and the root of the problem, then essentially, guys, again, it's just a coping mechanism. It's just a band-aid. And it's just basically anything that you're trying to do to reach out for it. It's literally like going to the dentist and your whole tooth is rotten and they just shoot you up with Novocaine and send you off on your way and say, hey, come back on Wednesday. We've got another appointment. We'll do another one of those shots. Thanks, doc. That's great. hey, when Wednesday comes around, oh man, I feel so much better. Thank you for that shot. Yep, come back on Saturday. I'll come a little bit early. We'll open up just for you. We'll make sure you get your shot in. Or like one of those shots, those steroid shots in your arm. It's like, if you like, hey, you should go to physical therapy, but you could just take the shot in the arm and that'll probably last maybe like a couple weeks and just keep going back and getting shots. Like, great, thanks. And obviously that sounds ludicrous, right? But guys, that's what so many are doing with their finances, is that instead of actually figuring out why is it so hard? Like, why do we keep ending back up here? Why is it that when we pay off debt, or even when we get debt free, we get right back in? Why is it that whenever we get an emergency fund, something comes up and it drains it all the way back down to zero and we start back from square one? Why is it that the moment I start to invest in retirement, something comes up and then I have to stop? Or why is it that, here I am at this age and I still am not able to invest in retirement because I'm still just trying to manage all the other bills and just keep my head above water? Or why is it that the moment, we start to get things together and we start having good communication, before you know it, we start fighting again? Or why is it that the moment I think we're fine, all of a sudden the kids need something or this thing comes up and I'm left, struggling, trying to figure out how to make it work? Why is it that keeps happening? Because again, you're not addressing the root issues, and you have to ultimately end the cycle that is causing you to be stressed, so that even when you go on vacation, it's not like, if I don't go on vacation, I feel like I'm going to die, or I'm going to have to go to the emergency room because I'm so burnt out. It becomes like, hey, let's go on vacation. Let's have some fun. Let's disconnect. But it's not this place of like desperation, like I'm going to, like, everything inside of me is just going to fizzle up and burn out. And again, I'm going to have a stroke, or I'm going to have some sort of anxiety attack, or I'm going to have some sort of like massive fatigue episode if I can't get out and can't go on vacation. So guys, like, that's the one part why it's a little bit tricky. The second part is, like, if you have relational tension in your life, if there's something going on with your spouse where you're like, or maybe even with your kids, where like, man, I feel like we're disconnected. I feel like we're doing all these different things and it's not really working. I feel like kind of like our relationship is shallow. We're not able to do things and connect as much. Well, guys, even with that, like, a lot of people would say, well, what does it have to do with my finances? Well, guys, think about it, like, trace it back. Okay. Again, when you're fatigued and exhausted, trying to figure out how to pay the bills or how to get the debt out, or even just like you're having to work a job that you don't really like, it's not your ideal, where you're fulfilled, but you feel like you have to because of the finances, whatever it would be, that causes stress. It causes stress on you personally, the home front. You find yourself more irritable. You find yourself more exhausted. You find yourself less patient. You find yourself, and again, it affects your relationship with you. You snap more at the kid. You snap more at your spouse. You end up, and really you're just beating yourself up on the inside, but it kind of comes out as if you're, to them, it's kind of like you're beating up on them, but really it's like you're just sick and tired of where you're at personally, feeling like, you're the problem, you're feeling the shame, you're feeling the embarrassment, you're feeling the sadness and the frustration that, why can't I get this together? Why can't I figure this out? I should be able to do it. All my other friends are able to do it, or all these other people are able to do it. Why can't I figure it out? So that's why you're struggling. And then it ends up affecting your relationships, right? Or maybe you come home, you're so exhausted from just trying to keep things afloat and trying to work and bust it. And some of you guys are working multiple jobs because you don't know how to make your money work for you, or you don't know how to earn your worth. And so you're just working like 1, 2, 50, 60 hours a week, or 2 or 3 jobs. And so you come home fatigued. Well, what happens when you're fatigued? You don't really feel like being intimate. You don't feel like you have time to be intimate. You don't have time to really connect and to have a good time with your spouse or with your kids. And so you think that it's just like a time, like, oh, I just need to spend more time with my kids, and it's like, and my spouse. And it's like, yeah, that's a part of it, but you have to ask yourself, why are you not? And again, some of you guys, maybe you're feeling shame over the situation, you feel embarrassment, or you feel overwhelmed. So again, for your tendency is you retreat. Some of you men and women, you retreat. And so you want to be alone, you want to isolate. And again, that hurts your relationships. But again, ask yourself, why am I doing that? Why am I isolating? And you have to go back to the root issue. So again, guys, like, if you think that going on a vacation is just going to solve all that, like, yeah, like, it's a shot in the arm, but that's exactly all that it is. It's a shot in the arm. It's like if you haven't slept in days and you've got to run a marathon, you're like, okay, I'm just going to pop a 4-hour energy or something like that. Like, yeah, it might keep you awake, give you that extra boost, but then you're going to crash. You're going to be exhausted by the end of it. So then you just got to ask, guys, like, really, ultimately, what is it that is causing these issues, and how can I ultimately fix it? And guys, really, when it comes down to it, like I said, for 99% of you guys watching this, if you could just get your finances under control, where, money was not a stress in your life, guys, like, I'm just telling you, when money is not a source of stress in your life, there's like not a whole lot to be stressed out about in life. Honestly, like, If you know you've got enough money to pay, like more than enough to pay the bills, you got more than enough to cover emergencies, you're on track to, have a great retirement, all these kinds of things, you're giving generously to those who need. Jesus said it's more blessed to give than to receive. So you've got all this blessing, all this happiness, all this joy, being able to make a big impact in the lives of others. You can just write checks when people need it. All of those sorts of things, guys, like life is great. Life is really, it's so much more fun. It's way less stressful. Like I can tell you, broke intimacy as compared to not broke intimacy is way different and having more than enough. I mean, it's like so many things change, right? When your kids say, Dad, can I do this? Or Mom, can I do this? And you can just say, sure, go for it. You don't have to spend like, a day or two going, gosh, how am I going to pay for this? How am I going to cover this and cover this and cover the electric and cover this credit card payment or whatever it would be, save for retirement. And you can say yes to all of it. Guys, like life gets so much easier. It gets so much more fun. And when you can remove that, guys, I'm telling you, sleep better at night, you have greater intimacy, things like that. And so again, if you're kind of at this place where like you want to go on vacation, I would just caution you guys, there's two of those different things that, again, it's like if you're not keeping track of it, where it's like if there's emotional distress and mental fatigue that you're going on, any sort of again, just mental stress, psychological stress, or the stress in your relationships, guys, that's not going to help. But what I want to talk about as well is another sneaky little one. Okay. And some of you guys are going to appreciate this, especially if you're the one who's like, I really, 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 really need a vacation. But my spouse is like, I don't really need to go on vacation. I don't really want a vacation. I mean, I'll survive. We've gone a year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, 15, 20, some of you guys for like a real vacation. I made it this long. Why not just, wait another couple years or wait another few months. Some of you guys, you have a spouse like this, or maybe you're that person, but a lot of you, I'm assuming a lot of you guys watching this, like maybe it's a spouse of yours and you're just like, I'm pretty sure that when you said it's more exciting to watch cable reruns on Netflix than to go to some warm sandy beach, like that's probably not really true. And so a lot of people, it's like we just tell ourselves things to cope and survive, right? Like, oh my gosh, like who wants to sit on a plane for hours on end? And it's like, be crammed up against people, especially when coronavirus is a thing, or like who wants to be on the road for like 5 or 6 hours? I mean, oh my gosh, my back, I'm already feeling like it's strained. Again, there's so much good on cable TV right now. There's so many fun things to be able to watch. My backyard, it's like I just mowed the grass last week. It would be so much fun just to enjoy it and smell the grass. Who cares about smelling the ocean air? My grass, it's fresh, it's organic. I mean, it's amazing. You know what I'm saying? It's like to be silly, but honestly, like we tell our things to survive. And if you're wondering why you or your spouse might be telling yourself like, whatever, it's not that bad, and I can just wait. It's really, guys, it's just a way to survive. And ultimately, it's because deep down, there's a feeling of failure. There's a feeling of, I can't make it work, or I'm afraid what's going to happen if I go on vacation. So like there's most likely, guys, there's something underneath it. Like you're afraid that you don't have the money. Your spouse is afraid I don't have the money, and it hurts just to have to admit it. Or I'm terrified of the drama or what's going to happen if we're alone, stuck in a room for a few days because we're already feeling like our relationship is kind of tense. So I'm just going to like come up with something else, as a reason to not have to do it. Or maybe again, like the stress and the problems at home are too hard. And so you tell yourself like, I can't break away from work. I've got big projects or big deadlines, things like that. And so you just find more things to keep you busy. And if that's what's going on, guys, I'm just telling you that again, it's just another Band-Aid. Like you may not want to go on vacation, but I'm telling you that the reason why you or your spouse doesn't want to go on vacation is probably not what you think it is. And if you and your spouse could remove the obstacles that are keeping you from feeling that shame and that sense of failure, I promise you, if there was money in the bank and you felt secure and your relationship was great, you're all going to want to go on vacation. You're going to want to have a chance to connect and get away and do that. And guys, I'm telling you, when you have no more debt, when you have no money stress, when you've got more than enough in the bank, guys, the sand feels softer. The air feels more crisp as you breathe it in. The food, it tastes sweeter, it tastes more salty, it tastes more exquisite. It's just everything changes. I remember the first time Kirsten and I, when we finally got out of debt, when we went on our first vacation and we paid for the whole thing in cash, we had everything budgeted, laid out. And it was the best vacation ever. I had never been on a vacation like that before in my entire life. And just being able to do that and spend that time together, it was like, guys, I'm just telling you it's like you don't know until you don't know. Like until you've experienced it and you've actually lived it and you've actually had a chance to be able to do that. I'm telling you guys, like everything is going to change. Like if you thought vacations before were great, this changes the entire game. And I just want to encourage you that if you're watching this and again, you're just feeling worn out, if you're like, Jeremy, I am so tired. like, I just don't know how I can survive a few more months. Like, I just don't know how I can do that. Maybe you're at a place where you're even like, Jeremy, like, this debt, this stress, like this seems like it's going to be not months, but years. And I have no idea how I'm ever going to be able to make it this long. I don't know how I'm going to be able to survive long enough to be able to actually make it. And without just everything's falling apart. Maybe it's your marriage, maybe it's your relationships, maybe it's your personal health, maybe it's your mental health. It's like you just don't feel like you can do it. Or again, maybe you've got the money to be able to go on vacation, but again, there's a part of you that's like, you still don't feel good about it. You still feel guilty about it. You still feel stressed about it, maybe because of what's going on in your marriage. That again, if you really go back to it, when you're totally unified around your goals, your dreams, desires, you guys are crushing it. You feel like a powerhouse team with your finances. Those things are not really an issue. Like your marriage resolves so much. So many people come to us and they're like, really, like, how much is getting our finances together and in order and just on the same page and just rocking and rolling around our dreams? Like, is that really going to fix the problems, guys? Like, I found that like 90 something percent of all marriage problems just go away when you get so clear on what it is that you want and you focus on what you do want and what is working and where you want to be financially. Your finances represent your goals and your dreams and your values and your plans and what excites you and your passions in life. And when you get that together, guys, like, you just become so unified. It's amazing. It's amazing. It represents the substance of life. Who we're giving, what are we passionate about? Again, who do we want to help? All these sorts of things. It's phenomenal. And I've seen time and time again that when couples come together around these things and remove the obstacles that have kept them from getting those goals, and a lot of the things going on in their marriage, the things going on in their mindset, their subconscious, just the fears, the overwhelms, the doubts, all of those sorts of things, and they're able to get where they want to be, guys, it's like you become such a powerful team. And again, if you just think about it, when you're clear on what your goals are and what your values are and your dreams, and you actually have the money to be able to do that, and especially when we talk about giving and serving those in need, which right now, guys, our world needs more than anything. Like we need wealthy Christians to be able to give. And guys, when you and your spouse are writing those checks together, when you and your spouse are starting that nonprofit, or you're helping your church on a greater capacity, or you're able to give more to your kids or to your parents, maybe you have retired parents or parents that are older and they don't have money for themselves. When you're able to, pay for that healthcare bill or pay for that house bill or be able to pay for that medical bill, whatever it would be, it's just amazing how much it unites you and brings you guys together to be able to totally transform everything for you. So again, if you're watching this and you're like, Jeremy, I know that our next vacation that we're about to go on, or if we were to go on a vacation, or if we just came back from a vacation, is really just a coping mechanism and it's not actually going to fix the root problem. And I just want to be able to vacation for the first time in freedom and joy and ease and rest and just relaxation, and then actually recharge and refuel you so that you can come back into life and just have even more fire. And because I mean, guys, like I remember when I was working back, like we were working in an office somewhere, and it's like I would see people, they'd come back from vacation and it was almost like they were even more exhausted than when they left. Or when they'd come back, it would be like they feel like, oh man, that felt so great. And then like 2 days later, they look exactly the same. They look just as stressed, look just as overwhelmed, and just as fatigued. And it was like, what's the deal? Because ultimately those people were chained. They were chained to their desk. They were chained to that job because they had no financial freedom. They were stuck. They were prisoners in that cubicle. And I just want you guys to know that, again, like when you guys have options in life, in your finances, when you guys have options in life, it's like everything. It's like even when it comes to pursuing your passion, starting your dream business, or finding your dream career, it's like it changes everything. Like when you have those options, guys, it gives you so much more freedom, so much more passion. Again, I don't work a day in my life. I tell all of our clients, like this is my dream job. I cannot imagine being more fulfilled. I mean, even doing this Facebook Live, for a lot of people, it would be draining. This is like, oh my gosh, I love these people. I love whoever is watching right now. I love that you're watching right now. I honor you. I have every intention to serve you and love you and help you as best as I can. And when I get off this, when I'm doing emails, when I'm doing, writing things, or when I'm serving our clients, I'm living my dream life every single day. So even when we go on vacation, it's not like, oh my gosh, I just can't wait to escape from that. It's like, I'm just ready to get refueled and recharged and connect with my family, like on a more intimate level without the distraction. But like when I come back, it's like, it wasn't like, oh, so now that I can, keep giving and keep serving. It's like, I didn't leave exhausted to the point where like, I felt like I was, dying in my career, what I was doing, or because of all the stress going on. I loved what I was doing. But guys, so much of what has allowed us to be able to do that was getting financially free, was having a savings, was having options. That's what allowed us to even start our business, take it full time, and to be able to serve more people and to really step into what we love to do. So again, I don't know where you're at in life. I don't know what your struggles are specifically, but I can just tell you guys, bottom line, when you remove the root stressors in your life and you have a marriage where you feel like this dynamic, powerful, intimate, confident powerhouse of a team. And when your finances are no longer an issue in the decisions that you make in life, and you don't have to always wonder, can I afford it? Can I afford it? And you can just do it. Guys, like life, just trust me, it's worth it. It's worth it. It's worth the sacrifice. It's worth the time. It's worth the energy, because right now, let's be honest, the sacrifice and the time and the energy that you're devoting to this is already happening anyway. It's just a matter of taking some of that same time and energy and sacrifice and devoting it to getting free for the rest of your life. And that's really that's what really you guys need more than anything. So guys, again, if you need help with that and you're at a place where you're like, I want that kind of freedom, I want what you're talking about, Jeremy, go to dreamteammarriage.com, book a call to speak with us, and we will love you. We will serve you. We will get you clear on why are you still here? Why has this been a cycle that hasn't been broken? What's really preventing you? Maybe you've tried these different programs and you've read these books and things like that. I even said, someone talked to me the other day. It was like, this company, it's like, they've got like $100 course. And I'm like, this company's got this thing. And I'm like, I was going on the internet the other day. It was like I go on this website and it was like $10 to transform your entire life and to transform your career. And it's like, we're going to get you back $10. Really? Like, you think $100 course is going to completely transform your financial life and make you a millionaire when you're barely just getting by or feel like you can never really get ahead? Like, really? So a lot of you guys are coming to these calls and it's like, and you've tried these different things, but you got to ask, like, have I really tried what it would look like to get real accountability? What if I had real expertise? What if I had real support? What if I had real people that were cheering me on? Like, what if I had transformational, not just informational content that wasn't like just, hey, save more. Hey, do this. It's like, spend less, all these, but like actually, helped you figure out the cycles and the behaviors and the things that have been keeping you stuck and address that, so that ultimately all the money blockers and all the fears around making more money and around what that would look like in your own, feeling incapable and insecure around all these different things. What if you could rip all that crap out to where you just felt unstoppable and so powerful, like you could achieve anything that you want? Like, if you guys could actually get that, it would totally change the game for you guys. And so again, that's what we do. That's what we offer. Now, again, can we help you? I don't know. There's a lot of people that we don't make offers to. There's a lot of people that we ultimately are like, I don't think it's a fit. But really, guys, the call is really, it's here to serve anybody and everybody. My motto is, I will serve everyone and let God sort them out. So ultimately, guys, you get on the call, we will have fun. We will connect. We'll help you figure out what are those obstacles, get you clear on what you want in your dream. And again, if we can help you, we'll let you know. And if not, we'll let you know that too. But either way, guys, we're going to do whatever in the best interest of you and your family, and we're going to help you guys get there. So again, go to dreamteammarriage.com if you guys are needing help and you're ready to have the most amazing dream, best vacation of your life without any stress in the near future. And that's one of those things we're going to talk about on the call. We're going to talk about, what could life look like? Where would you go? What would you do if you were totally debt free or had no money stress or had tons of money in the bank and you had options? Where would you go? Where would you want to be? We'll talk even about stuff like that, and we'll get you clear on what is it that you guys want as a couple, and we'll help you guys create a game plan to be able to get there. So again, guys, so great to be with you guys today. Again, go to dreamteammarriage.com, and we'd love to serve you guys. And ultimately, have a great day, and share this with a spouse, share this with someone that needs to hear it, and especially somebody that could use a vacation that you can tell just on their face. So dreamteammarriage.com. Have a great day, guys, and we'll talk to you on our next show.